guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk to you guys about post-grad life. You know, struggle is real. I'm giving you the real tea today, the real tea. So before I go ahead and start talking, make sure you subscribe now. Come on, you know you want to hit the subscribe button. All right, now let's get into the video. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my laptop for notes and stuff like that, just so I remember everything. Post-grad life, you know, is something that a lot of people don't talk about, especially when you are a senior. You don't have a lot of people talking about what it's like to actually adult. So during my last semester of senior year, I started applying for jobs because I knew that I wanted to take a gap year or just a year off from school and other stuff. So I took a year off, you know, started applying for jobs in January. I started applying for jobs in healthcare because that's kind of like what I'm interested in doing. So I applied for jobs as a research assistant, anything lab related, even went as far as applying to teaching stuff. I didn't get my first interview until May. Literally, like right before graduation was my first interview. I thought that interview went well. They never called me back. So, you know, fast forward up until June, that's when I started getting more interviews. And I was basically going on interviews like every single week until October, mind you. So I applied to probably like over 500 plus jobs. Like I actually lost count because I was applying to jobs like a lot. Every single day, almost every single day I was applying to jobs. Just kind of like keeping my options open. Finally, I'm employed. Hey. I got money. Making money moves. But yeah, so I finally got employed. And I love my current job right now. And so what happened right after graduation? So I graduated in May. I had a summer job as an RA, residential advisor, working with like high school kids and stuff like that. So while I was an RA, I was able to go on interviews as well, you know, because I was applying for other jobs, kind of like more permanent full-time job. Like I said, after my RA program was over, because that was like literally from May to July. After July, I obviously was unemployed at that point. So I moved back home, and I've been home ever since. So yeah, I moved back home, you know, not where I saw myself. I thought I would have my own place by now, you know, doing it big, you know, living life independent. I decided that I actually do want to pursue a master's. So I started like doing my research, figuring out like when I wanted to take my GRE and like studying for that. So once I figured that out, I started studying for my GRE, kept applying for jobs, going on interviews, and that was pretty much my whole entire summer. Fast forward till end of October, early November, got an interview, and that happened to be the job that I ended up getting. So I would definitely be going into more detail about what that process was like in another video if you guys are interested. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. Spending this whole summer applying for jobs, it just taught me a lot what post-grad life is like. I wish there were certain things that I was told. So I got my bachelor's in psychology, but I was also pre-med. And essentially pre-med is when you take your sciences, you know, kind of like prep you for that med school life, whatever you call it, your prerequisites into med school. Got my bachelor's in psychology, and 9 times out of 10, if you don't go to grad school, obviously you can't practice as a psychologist, so you need that. You used to go to grad school, and then for psychiatrist, med school, all that kind of stuff. So because I wasn't going to grad school yet, there weren't a lot of jobs that was of my interest just from being a psych major, because a lot of the jobs that I was getting interviews for were like working at like insurance companies or like at the bank or like at these like outsourcing companies and stuff like that, and working in sales. So those were a lot of the interviews that I was getting. I literally was getting job offered. Went to the interview, got offered the job, declined it because it just wasn't what I saw myself doing, and I couldn't go through with it. Like I talked to my parents during this process. They were like, oh, why don't you just go and try out the job? But my thing is like, I don't want to be the one that's going to take a job from somebody who actually desires to have this job and will need it more than I do. And I already knew in myself that I did not want this job. So there wasn't any point in me, accepting the job after that. So I was just like, you know what? I'd rather wait. Because at that point, I just didn't want to settle. And luckily for me, I wasn't a place where I could make that decision, but not everybody else is. So take that into consideration. Just having supportive family, friends behind me, and then also being able to live at home and just kind of doing my own thing, figuring out my life. And a lot of people have that opportunity. So I was just really, really thankful that I wasn't in that state, and I was kind of free to, do whatever I had to do. From January till early November, late October, November, literally rejections after rejections. You send in a job, oh yeah, this person is viewing your resume, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, you get the automated response, oh sorry, we regret to inform you that we gave the job to somebody. The audacity, the disrespect. You gave the position to somebody else. Really though? I don't know. So you go to an interview, they're like, oh yeah, well you'll hear back in a couple days. You give them a week, so you hit them up, oh yeah, we give the job to somebody else. So when were you planning on telling me? So I was supposed to sit here and wait and just kind of assume, you know what I mean? And then some employers won't even tell you nothing. They won't tell you nothing. So you're sitting here thinking that maybe you got the job and, you're waiting on them. So yeah, guys, like I was saying, apply to jobs, rejection after rejection. Literally at that point, I started just taking L's. Having so many L's, at that point I was just desensitized. Okay, I'm gonna get another rejection. Going through that helps me to build tough skin, because I remember the first couple rejections that I got, I felt so bad. I'm just am I not good enough? They're seeing my resume, they apparently are calling me for interviews, so why am I not getting the job? So it was just a lot of that, figuring out my life, a lot of soul searching, and just realizing if it's yours, it's gonna be yours, you do the best you can to get your resume, there. They call you for an interview, do your utmost best during the interview, and if they don't call you back, it's their loss. In this job market, you have to have those connections. So you have to know somebody to kind of get you in there so you can get the job. And for me, I didn't have those kind of connections, because it's while you're in school, how are you supposed to make those kind of connections? How are you supposed to get experience on your schedule? Some people might be able to do that during undergrad, and that's cool. But not everybody has the liberty to do that. So it's almost as if if you don't have that kind of experience, you're not going to get the job. And also a lot of people were not willing to be taking chances on you as well, because they have somebody else that may be more qualified than you, so why should they? You know what I mean? So it was just self-reflecting, moving on, tough skin. What can I do to be better? Literally went to my career center one day. I was like, hey, can you take a look at my resume? Is it good? I had some of my professors review my resume. They helped me tweak it a little bit. Cover letter was popping, if I do say so myself. And just overall, literally Googling tips during interviews, what can I do on an interview, how can I be better? So it was just really, really cool to be able to have those resources and be able to utilize them in my interviews. So I think with every interview I got better. And I'll definitely be doing a separate video about how to be successful during interviews. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, comment below. I feel I'm just rambling, but I feel I gotta tell you what's good, what's real. It's the real tea. I'm actually ready for 2017 to be over. It's been a lot has happened. So many rejections, so many disappointments, but at the end of the day, I can't complain. God has been amazing. He has blessed me in so many ways that I couldn't even imagine, and so for that I'm definitely thankful. Leaving everything in God's hands and finding a job that I actually enjoy doing. So yeah, moved back home, stay low, work, grinding. I was definitely off social media. I have not been on social media. The last time I even uploaded a YouTube video was probably 6-7 months ago. That's why you guys have not been seeing me. I've been MIA. because I've just been trying to get my life together. What am I doing right now? Let's see. I work as a college advisor, so I work to help high school juniors and seniors with anything college related. So like their college applications, FAFSA, scholarships, you name it. And I currently have a 17-year-old sister who is a senior and will be going to school next fall. So I'm also helping her through the process. So that's kind of like something that I've always been passionate about. And I'll definitely do another video about like my work life and all that. That's what I'm doing right now. That's my job. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you some tips on what she got me through this process, because it's been a 10-month, 11-month process. A good 11 months just really trying to maneuver through this workforce, like what it means to apply for jobs and all that. So I think tip number 1 for me is to never give up. If you want something, no one is going to come and hand it to you. You have to go and get it yourself. So never give up. Instead of with all those L's that I've gotten, it was always, what can I do? Like at first it was like, dang, like am I not good enough? Like what's going on? And change your mindset and just go ahead and do your research and figure out, what can I do to be better? Like how can I make sure my resume is popping? How can I make sure my cover letter is banging? Like how can I make sure I am the candidate that they're going to remember the most during my interview? So that's something to like, just changing your mindset. Never. Also self-care, like a lot of self-care. Like watch your favorite movies. Like I had so much time on my hands, bruh, like it was actually ridiculous. So aside from like obviously like studying for the GRE and like applying for jobs and all that, like I made a point to communicate with my friends. So I have 2 friends that are like out of the country right now. We communicate through WhatsApp, just kind of like, you know, checking up on them. Have friends and like all spread out all over the place, doing big things, you know, living life and stuff like that. So I made a point to make sure I'm hanging out with people so that it's not like I'm hobbit, you know, like doing like not seeing sunlight or anything like that. So I made sure to go out, even just go out, fresh air, go shopping, do something that you really want to do. So a lot of self-care. Reading those books, getting a massage, going to work out, started my spiritual journey, you know, getting better with my relationship with God. And I'll definitely do a separate video on that because I have a lot to say about that. While I was going through this process, getting rejections after rejections, I actually ended up taking a 2-week break. Literally a 2-week break, which was well needed. Just like I will not be applying to any more jobs. I'm gonna take a break, do me, study for my GRE, do other things. Focus your mind on other things because it does get overwhelming. It does get frustrating. It does get stressful. Like I cannot tell you how many times I've literally like what's going on, like what's wrong with me, like having those questions time and time again, like why are people not wanting to hire me, like, you know. So just taking a break from all that, doing what you love to do. Right after my 2-week break, I applied to three jobs. Out of those 3 jobs, I got the job that I'm working with right now. So sometimes it's just good to take a break, not worry about it, and even be content, because at a certain point I actually became content with being unemployed, honestly. Like I was like, if this is not working out, I can't sit here and cry over all these things. So I am content with where I am right now. I have a purpose. I'm studying to go get my master's eventually. So it was just keeping my mind busy doing other things. Hanging out with friends, already said that. Make sure you're hanging out with people, just whether it's like going to church groups, community groups, just hanging out with people outside. Get out of your house. If you can get out of your house, get out of your house, because being in the same environment day in, day out, it gets really monotonous, and it dawns on you, and you actually don't realize that until you go outside. So get that vitamin D in. Back to YouTube, you know, like I decided that I took a break for a very long time. I see I've gotten a lot of new subscribers along the way. I am so grateful, because I'm just like, bruh, like I haven't posted videos in so long and I'm still getting subscribers. Like one of my videos has 5,000 views right now. Like how? You know what I mean? And I haven't been posting in so long. So I'm just really grateful for those of you guys who are newly subscribed, and people who have been subscribed, like are still there, still probably waiting for me to bring something new. And don't worry, I have so many new ideas, so many new videos that I want to share with you guys, and it would definitely all be coming soon. So don't worry. And I'm gonna try and make posting videos a weekly thing. Just trying to I'm just really still trying to figure out my whole work schedule and life right now. So once I get that situated, I'll be popping out videos here and there. Just discover your purpose. Use this time to not only aside from the self-care, just figure out your purpose. What is it that I want to do? Not only do I want to be employed, but what is my end goal here? What am I doing? What do I want to do? So those are all the tips I have for you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of videos you guys are interested in seeing. Like I said, I'll be having another video about my work. I'm releasing my lookbook soon with my professional attire. I just have so much content that I want to show you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.
R2Bees, yeah.